All right, y'all. We are live. We are live. Just to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear, go ahead and type into the chat space what city and state you guys are chiming in from. What city and state you guys are chiming in from, just so I can make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. We're about to get started, as you can see, in about 35 seconds. So 35 seconds we'll be getting started. Again, go ahead and type into the chat space what city and state you're chiming in from, what city and state, and we're about to get this party started. So again, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear me clearly, type what city and state that you guys are chiming in from. All right, so hello everybody. I hope y'all can hear me loud and clear. And if you can't hear me, just go ahead and type into the chat space what city and state. Okay, good. Just want to make sure. We've got Slidell, Louisiana here in the house. Welcome, 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 Nancy. And as you guys come on in, don't hesitate. Let me know what city and state. Also, comment, leave your comments. We'll be asking questions really soon. Super excited to have you guys here to be able to discuss your books. So hopefully you guys are either authors or you're working on your book, or hopefully you're in the space, you're a speaker, you're a coach, you're in network marketing, and you're ready to learn how to really take your business to the next level by leveraging your book. So again, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started very soon. Child, let me tell you something. So disclaimer. First, hold on. I gotta take these invisible aligners out because I feel like I'm gonna bite on them. So let me just put them over here to the side. But just went and worked out today. Well, not really. I went to go get something to eat, and I said, since I'm going right around the corner, let me just ride my bike. And child, when I tell you, riding my bike, literally less than a mile away. I mean, it was not even a mile. Less than a mile. I was so out of shape. Oh my God, out of breath. Tired, child. I got to get to working out. So, Lord, y'all pray for a sister. I got to get back on this workout. But I'm excited though that it is definitely bike season. For me, this is bike season. So I'm definitely excited to be riding my bike, getting in shape. And y'all, guess what? My birthday is on Cinco de Mayo. It's coming up. Yes, honey. So we're doing a whole lot of great stuff. We got a event that we're going to do in Atlanta on May the 4th. And I'm inviting everybody, no matter where you are. If you want to come into Atlanta and come hang out, you are invited to attend, but you must RSVP. And the reason is because, unfortunately, your girl has dealt with a couple of crazies. Okay, we've had a couple of crazies, and I want to make sure that for this birthday party that we hang out with, it's a joyous occasion and we don't have to get no law involved. So you have to register and put your Instagram and all that stuff. And then, as long as you ain't one of them crazies, child, you will get the address. All right. So anyways, again, go ahead and type your chats, your comments, all that stuff. Welcome. You are woman with beauty and woman with beauty and brains. Glory. Hallelujah. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you. So as we get into this today, this is the opportunity. We did this before. We had such a great response. We had so many people that were just like, man, love the Q&A session where you can ask literally anything for a full hour. You can ask me anything for a full hour. And of course, the replay will be available. But we had such a great response the last time. I figured, you know what? We might well go ahead and do it again, right? So we decided to go ahead and bring this back up. Let me check real quick and make sure that we are streaming on all the platforms too, because you know what? I think before when I looked, it was saying it was an error. And if we are not streaming on all the platforms, it is what it is. I did send out a message to everybody and let them know to join me on whatchamacallit, right? Join me on YouTube. Okay, so let's see here real quick. I don't even know how to do it right now. Stream session. I don't even know. You know what? Forget about it. All right, forget about it. I'm not even gonna look. We just gonna praise the Lord that those are here because God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. So I'm gonna kind of give you guys just kind of a place to set the tone so that you can be able to ask questions on whatever you have questions for. If this is your first time ever getting a chance to see me do a live broadcast, again, my name is Taria. It's pronounced like Maria with a T, Taria Vision Avant, and I work specifically with individuals who are in the space of speaking, coaching, or network marketing. So that's the I guess you could say the positions, titles, child, whatever you do. If you are a speaker, coach, or network marketer, you want to get into that space and you want to learn how to properly leverage a book. I believe that every business owner should be an author. Okay. But I believe they should be an author of the right book. Okay. So it's all about writing the right book. And that's the first thing. I'm telling you guys, I have come across thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of authors. And even in that, with the thousands and thousands, 80% of them write the wrong books. They write the wrong books. And then number two, they don't properly leverage them. And so one of the beliefs that I have is that you do not write a book to sell a book. Okay. Especially for those of you who are wanting to grow your speaking, coaching, or network marketing business. We don't write the book so that we can sell it. We write the book so that we can sell. Okay. So as a speaker, as a coach in network marketing, you should be having more products and or services that you're offering in conjunction with leveraging your book. Right. So when I wrote my very first book at the time, I was a diamond president or diamond consultant in Organo Gold, which is a coffee business. And I was at a space where it was kind of like I hit that glass ceiling. I had hit, a great level of leadership, but I wanted to start like rubbing shoulders with, different types of people in different spaces of profession. And so I knew that, a lot of lawyers and doctors and stuff like that wouldn't necessarily entertain the industry of network marketing because they didn't, a lot of people don't really see network marketing as a real business, even though it's one of the hardest businesses to build a 6 and 7 figure, but it's one of the hardest, but at the same time, one of the easiest because you can follow a system. I don't really know how to describe that. It's just that you got to have amazing work ethic, right? So anyways, long story short, I wanted to position myself so people could respect me in the space of entrepreneurship. So I wrote my first book. I never wrote the book because I had ambition to be an Amazon top seller or even a New York's bestseller. I never had ambition to be able to say like I sold thousands and thousands of copies. I wanted my book to grow my business into the multi-million-dollar status. And what I mean in multi-million, I mean in earnings. Okay. And so I wrote my book for the complete purpose of leveraging it so that I could be a profitable networker. Then I transformed into the space of becoming a coach. And so now I had to, kind of update some of the stuff in my book. And now I want to be a profitable coach. And since we have been an author, when I say we, just turn the W upside down, turn it into me. Since we have been an author, I have been in a pretty good space. As far as when it comes to the space of network marketing, I was in the top 1% income earners. When it comes to the space of business coaching, also in the top 1% income earners. It is not easy to become a 6-figure earner as a business coach or life coach, finance coach, whatever you want to call it. But we've been able to do that. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, my mission is not just for me to be profitable. This is why I literally, when you become a part of our tribe, the Book Profits Club tribe, we literally give you everything. I always like to say we're more than just books. A lot of times people come in thinking that all you're going to learn about is books, but I really have a lot of information. I am like the resource queen. And if I don't have it, I'm going to present you guys to some people who do have it. So today, I don't see a lot of people commenting. And Lord Jesus, I hope it's not because there's something going on with the comment space. I do see Nancy commenting. Let me test it out. Hey, if you guys can hear me, please type because I'm going to open it up for Q&A. So please type into the chat space so that I can, hold on, let me see here. Okay, all right, okay. Y'all can hear me. Okay, good. I was about to say, because it's just kind of quiet. Now, if you are watching in a Facebook group, thank you so much for F.Ready Publishing because they already know the routine. If you're in a Facebook group, as you can see, Facebook be hating when you're in the Facebook group. They don't want to be putting your names. So you got to include your name when you put your post so that I can know where what your question is, who you are, and where you're chiming in from. So we have Las Vegas here. Again, we have Slidell, Louisiana, and I know we have more cities and states, possibly countries, but ain't nobody typing. So what you here for? Okay. All right. So hopefully y'all start typing. So at this point, what I want you guys to do is put into the chat space what your questions are, because this is a Q&A session. So, okay. Well, excuse me, Donna. Okay. Donna said we're not commenting because, child, we listening. Okay. They said I'm the ex. Well, no, I'm not listening. Glory, hallelujah. But I'm here to answer questions. So I'm not going to just give y'all a ton of free training. I will tell you this, what you want to do. Just like straight off the dome, I'm not going to do that today. But what you can do is two things. Number one is you can plug into my free masterclass. So a lot of times, guys, and I'll tell you guys this for anybody that is in the coaching space, right? One of the things I have come to learn is that you want to make what you do much more easier, right? Than harder, right? You want to make it much more easier. Hey, Rodrika out of Texas. Hello, Rodrika. You want to make it easier, right? And so one thing that I have made for myself is so that when somebody is like, hey, how can I work with you? How can I connect with you? Because a lot of times that's what people will, send you DMs and private messages. I have made it so easy for you guys. So you can check out my free masterclass, which gives a ton of great game, a ton of great value. And all you got to do is go to 10kbook.com. So if you haven't registered for my free masterclass, you definitely want to do that. Okay. So once we're done with this, you want to register for the free masterclass. And then while we get ready to finish up, I am going to offer you guys an opportunity to register for our next Book Profits Challenge. And in this challenge, my goal is to help you guys as authors or future authors generate up to $5,000 at the end of the challenge. Now, I'm here to let you know, I don't say that lightly. I don't say that for the hype fest. I'm really a coach that's actually out here getting people results. And so I say that with a bit of confidence and Godfidence, because what I do really does work. And so for those of you who are looking to generate cash, a cash flow, the reason why I teach to pre-sell or resell is because I believe that you should never come out of pocket to publish your book. I believe that you should go ahead and pre-sell your book or resell your book so that you can pay for the publishing. So today we're going to be answering all kind of questions. If you have questions about publishing, if you have questions about specific though, so you got to give me some specifics. So please type your questions in. If you have a question about profiting, if you have a question about performance, and I'm also going to offer you guys an opportunity, should you want to, if you would like, you can jump on live with me. If you don't want to put your face on camera, that's fine. You can call in to this live. Let me go ahead and type the link on the screen. So if you guys want to come in, you can just go to this link. That means you need to log off though. So if you're watching us from, another platform, you got to turn it down though, because it's going to echo. But this is the link. If you want to join me right now, you can come on this link, go to live. Oops, that's wrong. Hold up. Live with visionavant.com. So that's the link. Let me make sure that's the link, child. Live with, I can't even see. Okay, yep. Live with visionavant.com. That'll bring you in. So if you want to just ask your question directly on screen, if you want to get on camera, you can, or you can just have the audio, just whatever you want to do. And it'll call you in. So if you want to go to the link, go to livewithvisionavant.com. Now, I want y'all to know I am not a publisher. So I would like to go ahead and make that disclaimer. I'm not that. I am the queen of book profiting. I help authors profit. Now, do we have a program where we help with, publishing? Yes, we do have our 3-day book camp, but what we do is so much more bigger. The reason why I don't call myself a publisher is because most publishers are not teaching you what we're teaching you over here. They're just helping you to get a book published. And so what separates us is that we're teaching you profiting, we're teaching you promotion, we're teaching you performance, we're teaching you some of the things that many of us never actually really put into play when we become authors. This is why you have 80% of most authors making less than $5,000 a year. In fact, the average author will never sell more than 250 copies of their book, and that is generally done within the first year of the book coming out. And I'm here to let you know, I wrote my very first book back in 2012. That book still sells today. Okay, that book still sells today. So I don't see any questions. Do we have any questions, y'all? If we ain't got no questions, then we need to know. Well, I'm talking about we need to know. I'm trying to multitask, chat. What questions do y'all have about books? And you can go to this link right here, livewithvisionavant.com, 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 and that can bring you right on the screen. You can join with me and we can have a conversation. So, do we have any questions here for your publishing needs, your promoting needs, your profiting needs, your performance needs? For those of you who want to know about republishing, maybe you published and it didn't do nothing. I'm going to tell y'all, if you published a book and you didn't make at least $5,000 to $10,000 with your book before it even was printed, we didn't do something right. And so you can always republish, okay? If you are self-published. And I am a big advocate and believer of being a self-published author. I do not believe in giving anybody the rights of your book. I don't even care. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all, and I am not the girl who's going to tell you what everybody else is going to tell you. A lot of times people are going to tell you to sign with some of these major publishing companies. A lot of times people are going to tell you to focus and push towards trying to become an Amazon top seller. You know, I don't teach that. I don't believe in that. I think you should not be one. Now, with the exception of New York's bestseller, that's a different conversation. But I have personally met some New York's bestsellers that don't nobody know. So the truth is, when it comes to being an author, especially if you're in the speaking, coaching, or network marketing space, the goal should be that you leverage your book to impact. The goal should be that you leverage your book to move people to another level. The goal should be that your book actually leads people to your other products and services. And this is how you build a 7-figure business. And if you don't want to do 7, at least you can do 6. All right. So we got somebody on here. Hold on one second. Let me pull up my other screen. All right. Child, I don't know what in the world is going on with that little green screen right there, child. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring on, we have my guest. Her name is Eotri. Eotri, is that your name? You muted yourself. All right, going once. Oh, there she go. Hey, love, can you hear me? It says you are muted, though. You got to unmute yourself. Okay, you might have to exit and come back in and make sure you set it up. Yeah, you should be able to push on the screen. Exit out and come back in to see if it'll let you come in unmuted. All right, so until when she come back in, we're going to go ahead and do this. If we have started writing a book, what can we do? What can you do to direct me forward? So if you've already started writing a book, what I'm going to recommend is what I had just mentioned is register first for my free masterclass, okay? Register first for my free masterclass because that's going to give you some great value, right? Because I don't really know where you are in regards to moving you forward. But I'll get back to give you a couple more tips. But let me bring up my sister. Is it Eotri? Eotri? You are unmuted, queen. Hello. We can hear ya. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello. I can hear you. So we got to unmute it now. Now she can't hear me. Okay. So let's go back to this. So again, now, you know what? Let me say this real quick. So Nancy, and I'm glad you asked the question the way you asked it, right? Because this is what's going to happen in the world of coaching, right? If I could be real transparent, and a lot of coaches ain't gonna want me to say this right now. So I'm about to tell y'all listen and listen clearly. Whenever you approach someone who is in the space of providing coaching or providing a service, the first thing that I want you guys to always know, okay? The first thing that I want you guys to always know is what specifically is your challenge? Like, what do you need to know how to do? Because this is what's going to happen, Nancy. There are so many people out here in this world that would see you say what you said. And I'm going to post this on the screen because I appreciate her for asking this question. But there's so many people that would see her ask this question right here. And then they would still take advantage of her because they're like, ooh, well, she don't really know. So let me just sell her whatever I can sell her, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, this is how many people get into these spaces of hiring a coach and we're disappointed because we didn't even know what the challenge is. So the first thing that I would ask you, Nancy, as a coach as a coach that has a little bit of ethics behind me, right, is I would ask, nope. Oh, she's talking about we couldn't hear. Hold on, y'all. Let me let her know. Let me see if I can. Hold on one sec, y'all. Hold on one sec. Nope. One second, y'all. Oh, she's emailing. Well, I can hear you loud and clear, love. So I don't know if you can hear me right now, but we can hear you. But the first thing that I want you guys to understand is that I'm going to ask you, well, what is it that you need to know how to do? Because I can't give you coaching off of just a general term, right? Because some people are like, oh, this is what people will come to me with. They're like, oh, well, I'm working on a book. Can you help me? I can help you do everything. Honestly, I can help you 9 times out of 10. Most people that are working on their books writing it wrong anyways. So, but I'm not going to, I ain't going to do you like that, right? I ain't going to do you like that up front because a lot of people get emotionally attached to their books. And so I just kind of like, I don't do a la carte type work. We have 2 main programs. But I will tell you is that, 9 times out of 10 is most coaches, when you come to them, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I can help you. And will sell you whatever they think they can sell you. And that's where we mess up, guys. We got to know what is the challenge. So if I say, well, what's your specific challenge? You say, well, my book is already done. I need to know how to get it edited and I need to know how to get it ready for print or something like that. Like you got to know what it is, because then when you know exactly what you need, then you're able to be directed in the right place, right? Now, do I do stuff like that where like you can bring me your book and I'll just have it edited and stuff? No, because remember, I'm not a publisher. We do have a 3-day boot camp where I highly recommend anybody that's wanting to build a 6- and 7-figure coaching, speaking, or network marketing business. I'm like, listen, you might need to scrap that book and come through our program, because I'm pretty sure the way that it was written will probably take it to the next level, right? So I'll tell people that, and whether or not they want to be emotionally attached to their book or emotionally attached to their results, that's their decision. However, if somebody already has a well-constructed book, which by the way, many people do, especially if you've read a lot of self-help books, like if you are in the self-help game, you're plugged in, then maybe you have put together a really, really good book and you just need to know how to put it together, right? Well, I don't do that. That's typically what a publishing company would do, right? Again, I'm not a publisher. I am a book profiting coach. I'm here to show you how to profit. Again, we have the 3-day boot camp where it's starting from scratch. So if you were to ask a publishing company, there's 2 options, right? So with some publishing companies, they'll sign you on, and some might even give you a check, which that's not really happening as much anymore. And then they'll own a large percentage of your book as well as the creative rights. Or you can sign with some publishing companies that will charge you a fee to edit your book, to put it together, because editing and formatting are 2 different things, okay? So you edit the book for grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Depending upon the style of book, you might need to have an editor to edit it for the flow. So like if you have a fictional book or a biography or memoir, you need to have an editor that's a little bit more detailed that's going to edit for the flow to make sure that it's flowing right. For self-help books, you don't really need to have a flow because all you're doing is giving 7 steps to this or 10 steps, right? So you need to know, so you'll have an editor. Then once my manuscript is edited, then I send it to the formatter. And that's not really like a real title. I just call them a formatter. But a formatter for me is someone that creates the table of contents, the page numbers. They resize the book for printing and things of that nature, right? And so you can find these types of people on Upwork. But I know a lot of times people are like, well, I don't really want to do all that. And by the way, you can hire some people. If you don't know what you're talking about, they will get you too. So sometimes people will go straight to a publishing company to do this portion for them. Now, if I was in the purpose of just helping people to be authors, then I would have no problem with taking on clients that their book is already done and they like, well, we just need a book cover. But that's not what I'm doing this for. Does that make sense, y'all? I'm not in this space just so that I can help you make a cover. I'm not in this space so I could just help you to edit your manuscript. I'm in here to help you to be profitable, because 80% of most authors don't make no money, right? And so for me, if you want to just get your book completed, then what I would recommend is find a publishing company who can put that all together. But now let's go into the next phase, because again, I'm just giving you kind of like a general question because I didn't get a specific question. So the better questions that we can ask should be more specific. How do you get on XYZ? How can I use my book if I'm speaking at this on this panel? Things like that, right? But the next phase is having a game plan for your book. So one of the things that I do is I create a 90-day game plan. So when the book comes out, I want to come swinging. Now that's just me playing. That's not how I really swing. Because if you want to jump up and jump up, it's like, I don't fight. I'm just talking trash. I really don't fight, but you know what I'm saying? You want to come out the gate swinging, right? You don't want to be playing around here. And so many people, guess what their number one focus is? A book launch. Child, I'm not doing no book launch. Do you know what people sell at book launches? Books. Do you know I can sell a book anywhere? I'm gonna do a conference, okay? So my next thing is prepare to leverage your book to do a conference. You don't have to do events anymore to convince people to pay $20 for a book. And this is where people, I'm going on a book tour. Instead of you going on a book tour, you just go on a conference tour. And you do a conference, and then you have your book stacked up. When people see that you got more than one copy of your book, it is automatically assumed that book must be for sale. And so what I do is I do conferences. So when I came out with my book, the 10K book, this one right here, which by the way is pretty good. I read a subchapter from the book today on my Instagram. The book is fire. Okay, if you ain't got a copy, I don't know what you're doing. But anyways, I didn't do a book launch for the 10K book. I did a conference called the No Broke Authors Conference or something like that. I don't know. I had guest speakers. We had all type of stuff. And then at the end of the conference, guess what I sold? I sold a course. I didn't sell a book because you don't have to convince people to pay $20. So you really got to have a game plan, right, Nancy? And so honestly, what I want you to figure out between now and whenever, next time maybe, or maybe you might take advantage of our challenge. My main question I want you to be able to answer is, as a result of writing your book, what is now happening for you outside of the typical answer, I'm helping people? So let me give you an example. When I wrote my very first book, which was a 6-figure vision, I wrote that book so I could recruit more people into my network marketing business. So as a result of me writing this book, I am now enrolling more high-level qualified prospects into my network marketing business. So now, because I know what the purpose of this book is for, I now have a better idea of what kind of game plan I need to create. How do you create a marketing budget? Very good. Well, first things first, and I don't know who asked this. You must be in a Facebook group. So let's just be real. When it comes to marketing budget, can I be who asked this question? I need to know who asked this question. Because I'm going to tell y'all, most people, especially authors, don't got no daggone marketing budgets. You know what most people marketing budget is? I'm going to post on Instagram about 100 times a day to tell you about my book. That's what most people think is marketing budgets, right? Y'all, what I would rather us focus on instead of what is our marketing budget, let's work backwards, right? So if you are working on this book for the sole purpose of, let's just say, getting clients, right? So let's say your goal is to get more clients as a result of writing this book, right? I'm going to break down some numbers for y'all, okay? So hopefully everybody is grabbing a pen and paper because I might ask y'all to answer some stuff because I'm just going off the dome because, that's what I do. So let's just say, because to me, it's not about a marketing budget. It's about a result. And what you fail to plan for, you will never, ever achieve. And so instead of us having a marketing budget, let's have a goals budget, right? Let's have a goal of where we want to be at the end of the month. So first things first, let's set our income goal for the month of, what is this? April. Let's set it for May. By the way, my birthday is May the 5th. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. And so we're doing a birthday party here in Atlanta, Georgia. And as long as you are not a stalker and you know who you are, if you are not a stalker, you are welcome to register and pull up on your girl. All y'all stalkers, y'all know who y'all is. Y'all can't come. So don't even try to register. Okay, so let's start with the income goal. So let's just say your income goal is $10,000. $10,000. Dollar. Okay, so our income goal is to make $10,000 for the month. So the next thing we got to do, y'all, is we got to figure out, okay, outside of the book, what else are we selling? Because, child, to sell $10,000 worth of book, that's a lot every single month. Hello? Let's divide that. $10,000, let's just say $24.99, because you're going to sell it for $20 plus $4.99 shipping and handling. And by the way, for y'all in here that be selling y'all books for $10, stop it. I ain't gonna get into it right now, but I'm just telling y'all, stop devaluing yourself. It's just $20. We gotta stop putting money on such a pedestal where it should never be. The only thing that really should be on a pedestal beside God is the time that he blesses us with. Money is something that was created. Listen, it's called value for value. Okay, so you got to sell 400 books every single month to do $10,000 in sales. Mind you, that's not profits. Okay? Who out here trying to sell 400 books every month? Not me. I'm not trying to sell 400 books. I don't got that kind of time to be trying to push and do 400 book sales. Now, if I'm doing 400 book sales, trust and believe your girl is making at minimum. I'm probably, as far as in the income bracket, let's just say, let me tell you, 400 times 20% times 80 times about 10. No, y'all, I'm making about $600,000 a month. I'm making about $600,000 a month if I'm selling 400 books, just based on the numbers, okay? So $10,000 a month is the income goal. Then you got to think about what else are you selling. So this is real easy if you're in the coaching space. If you're a coach, you got a high ticket coaching program. Let's say your program start is at $1,000, okay? Now, can I be real transparent real quick? Y'all can I tell y'all a little something? Let me tell y'all something. When I first got into the coaching space, my first coaching package, I sold it for $497. $497. Most coaches, when they first get started, start selling their products for lower. Some done sold it for way less than that. So don't let nobody get up here try to tell you need to be selling your stuff for $5,000. You got to build up to $5,000. By the way, the program that I offer today versus what I offered when I first started is not the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you don't know what you don't know until you start working with people. So let's just say you started off at $500 for your first 5 clients. You learned what they liked, what they didn't like, so you can make your program better. And then you get up to $1,000. Then your next 5, you go up, right? So let's just put it $1,000, okay? If everybody's with me and can touch and agree that we talking about $1,000 for a package price, cool. Whatever your coaching program is, these are some of the things we assist with. Matter of fact, we just finished with our Book Profits Club virtual mastermind where we broke down what we call a success funnel, and everybody in there got a chance to figure out what their packages were going to be and all that good stuff. So we help you with these types of things. So $1,000 to make $10,000 a month. I want to make sure y'all still follow me. Go ahead and type into the chat space to make $10,000 a month. If you're selling the package for $1,000, how many clients do you need to obtain to get $10,000 a month at $1,000 package? Go ahead and type that in the chat space. I want to make sure y'all with me. Okay, I need to make sure that y'all are with me. If you need to get $10,000 a month, how many of a $1,000 package must you sell to get $10,000? Type that in the chat space. This is not a trick question. This is a simple answer. I think y'all can figure it out. Now, if y'all can't figure it out what the answer is today, then we got to go back to the drawing board. Okay? We got to go back to the drawing board because, honey, I'm going to need y'all to be able to calculate your coin. You definitely got to calculate your coin. Okay? I don't need y'all to have, if you got a calculator, you can pull out your calculator. But that right there, we at least need to know what our coin gonna look like. Okay, so 10 clients, right? So 10 clients to get to 10,000. On average, when you write the right book, now keep in mind when it's the right book, right, that's designed to connect and move that reader to the $1,000 package, you will get 20% of the people who buy your book will upgrade to your package price. So if we need 10 people a month and we know that X times 20% equals 10. Let's take 10, divide that by 20%. That means every month we need to be focusing on selling 50 books. 50 books. Now, how do we get 50 book sales? So this just depends on the title of your book. This depends on your marketing and things of that nature. For those of you who are not paying to play, that means that you don't have your money in ads. Depending upon the type of Facebook ads that you create, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I done put out some new ads, child. And with this new iOS thing, the new update and stuff that, got a lot of folks get, y'all, my ad spend has been stupid low. Wait a minute, bruh. Yo, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I've been spending less than $1 an ad. I was spending like $4 or $5 an ad, bruh. It was a lot. So less than $1 an ad. And on average, we're getting about 30% of them are upgrading to purchase a book. So it's all about knowing your numbers. I would say first start off if you're going to put some money into ads, first start off with having a budget with about $100 and $200, because this is the thing. The money that you make, or shall I say the profits that you make from your book sales, guess what that money goes towards, ladies and gentlemen? That goes towards your marketing. See, the biggest mistake that authors make is they write a book to sell the book versus writing a book to sell. I never became an author so that I could make money from book sales, because I already knew that the money that I make from a book sale, that ain't my money. That's the marketing money. Hello? How you doing? Okay. So now every time you sell a book, you put that back into your marketing. Because if you, let's just say for every 10 new leads you get, one person purchases a book. Right? And depending upon what it's costing you for ad spend, that's why y'all got to really invest in ads, in training and everything. See, I'm not the ads expert. Okay. So that's not one thing that I proclaim. But I can plug you guys to some great ads people. But that's not my thing. But I do have ads. And so when it comes to my marketing, that's the first thing I'm invested in. Right? The second thing that I may be investing in is to get into some media placements. Now, I don't get in media placements for the sake of, because I think that if I get put in, Sheen Magazine, or if I'm in New York Post or something like that, that post alone or that article alone is going to get me leads. I get into the media placements because it's called leverage. Same reason why you write the right book, to leverage and grow your business, is the same reason you need to be investing into getting into media, because all of these media outlets that are now writing articles, different articles about you, not just the same article that you push through a press release. By the way, there is a difference between doing a press release and having actual articles written about you, because now when you start pushing your name out there in front of major media outlets, when you start pushing your name out there in front of conferences that are looking for top-notch speakers, when you're pushing your name out there for podcasts, you can always reflect back to, this is all the stuff that I've been in. Okay, does that make sense? So I don't really answer the question in regards to marketing money. I want us to learn to start thinking backwards, because if you think about what's my marketing budget, what I feel like most of us are doing, we're already putting ourselves in the hole. And how many of y'all are motivated when you starting off negative? Not me. I ain't trying to start off negative. I'm trying to start off positive. I need to be profitable. And so how can I be profitable? Well, let's work backwards. Okay. Let's work backwards and start setting our income goals. And then based off of our income goals, we know how many books we need to get into qualified people's hands. And then we figure out a game plan of how we're going to get those 50 books done. By the way, can I just share a little story? Before I ever spent an ad, child, guess what I was doing? Once a week, every single month, 4 to 6 times a month, your girl was doing workshops. I was doing workshops. I was in a library. Anywhere they let me do it for free. In my clubhouse. I remember I had got this I moved to this high rise in Houston. It's called a Hanover. We got one here in Atlanta too. And I moved there because I was like, oh, they got a theater, right? And I could do workshops at the theater and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was funny though, because I was like, they're going to be like, oh, this is nice. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell you I got my money's worth, I had so many workshops in that mug, right? And so I would do workshops in the theater all the time, right? Free. Sort of, kind of, right? And so anywhere I could do workshops, I was doing 4 to 6 per month. And so I was doing workshops about the transformation though. And so where many authors mess up is we write about our life stories. The truth is most people right now, They're Googling how to overcome something. How can I do X, Y, Z, thus and that? So I was doing a workshop about the how to. And at the end of the workshop, of course, I have my books up there to give validation and credibility. And I would be able to make offers. And so that's how I was making money, y'all. Before I was spending any money on ads. Now, because I got money on ads, I don't really have to do 4 to 6 workshops per month anymore. I got more freedom. Y'all, before this, do you know what I did today? Well, I just signed up with this new software that does like literally everything all in one. So I've been working on some of that today. And then I went and took my bike, right? Went to my bike and rode around up the street to go get me some tacos. I had a little sangria and everything, child. And now I'm talking to y'all. Okay, my life is free. And so I don't want us to work backwards. I want us to work forwards in a profitable space. So the goal is pick that income goal. Okay. By the way, sorry, y'all. This y'all first time ever hearing me speak. I don't answer questions in like 2 seconds. I really be going into detail. So I apologize for the long drawn out answers. If you don't like it, go find somebody else who's getting people results. Because I get people results. I mean, I ain't trying to sound arrogant or nothing, but I'm confident. Very Godfident. G-O-D-I. Godfident that I can really help y'all. Where do you start when you want to get speaking engagements? Ooh, Arnold, I like this question. So, where do I start? Guess what I did? I started doing my own. I know y'all like, wait a minute, that is not a good answer. I did. Why do we think that we need to wait on anybody else to prove that we are worthy of speaking in front of an audience? The key, though, is getting good at your talk and getting good at your title. So just like with a book, you know why a lot of authors don't sell? Because their titles is wrong. Titles be jacked. Y'all, some of y'all might need to change y'all title. And I think Nancy said it earlier. She said, girl, you are so real. I am. I'm sorry. I just love being myself and I'll never change that. I'm not going to try to tiptoe and walk on eggshells because that's the problem with a lot of these coaches out here. They walking on eggshells, not telling people the truth, just taking people money, knowing that person is messing all the way up. So let me tell you something. First and foremost, the titles be jacked. We get emotionally attached to these titles. Well, I want my title to be deep, but it's so deep that people can't even, it's so deep they can't even swim in it, child. Your title's so deep they can't even swim in it. Child, we talking to people who don't know how to tread water. They need to be able to stand up in your pool. And your title's so deep, we don't know what you talking about. I make my title so simple. Look at this title. It say the 10K book, how to turn the right book into a 5-figure business. Ain't no questioning about what this book is about. All my books are simple like that. I wrote a book about depression. I called it Depression. 7 Steps to Overcoming Depression. I wrote a book about fear. It was titled Fear. 10 Steps to Overcoming Your Fear. Something like that. I don't know. But I kept my title simple. Same thing goes when you're doing your talks. The reason why people showed up to my workshop is because I never titled my workshop so deep that it was confusing. I always titled it based on the transformation that people were looking for. So, for example, I knew that people were learning how they want to know how to write a book in 30 days. So my first title, I called it How to Write a Book in 30 Days. Then I started having, people that wanted to write all types of books because I don't do biographies and I don't do, fictional stories. I only do how-to books for speakers, coaches, and network marketers. So then I said, how to write a book to grow your business. Now my title is How to Turn Your Book or Future Book into $10,000 plus per month. Because I have a program called Book Profits Club that helps authors to be profitable. So you got to have the right title. Now, once you have the right title and you tested out your talk, let me tell you how you can get speaking opportunities. First, there's speakers bureaus that you can join. You can join speakers bureaus because they're always looking for speakers. There's this one club called Black Speakers Network. Black Speakers Network is always pitching speaking opportunities that are available. And so there's Speakers Bureau. That's the one I know of. There's many more out there. Search them. And this is where they put out there, they're looking for speakers. The second thing you do is you pitch yourself. I think this is the challenge that many of us have. Our egos, edging God out. We edge God out of opportunity because we like, oh, well, I said I was a speaker. They need to come hire me. No, don't nobody know you out there. So you got to let people know you here. You got to pull up on them. What they do? How you doing? I want to come speak. So what do? Child, I search for events that are tailoring to my target audience. Question, do you know who your audience is? Because if you say I speak to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. I have a specific target audience. If y'all can't tell that I have a specific target audience, like the way that I talk should help you know some things. I'm very comfortable with being myself. I probably would not be hired to speak at corporate environments because I'm not really trying to do no corporate environments. I'm going to talk like this. I'm going to be like this. And I'm going to probably like to wear t-shirts. So I don't want to pitch corporate type of events. It's not my excitement. I don't care if they pay me $20,000 because for me, everything ain't always about a bag, right? Sometimes it's about happiness and freedom. So anyway, so first you got to figure out who is your target audience? Who are you trying to speak to? And then how are you transforming their lives? So you want to search for events that are doing events that are tailored to your audience. And then guess what you do, y'all? You say, hey, organizer, how do you go about finding your speakers? Now, it is a numbers game. Okay. I mean, we literally probably send out every single week. We probably send out about 5 to 10 per day. And out of the 5 to 10 per day, maybe, let's just say it's 50 a week. I'll round it up to 50 a week. We might get 4 to 5 people that will say, okay, we're interested in learning more about her. But it's a numbers game, right? And so as long as they respond back, say they're interested, then I send them what is called a media kit. And I send them a copy of my book. I send them an introduction letter. And I send them a speaker sheet. Now, this is only for people that, you know, if it's events I really want. Oh, Lord, I'm about to break my nail, child. I'm trying to show y'all a speaker sheet. And I send it in a mail. So this is another thing where we talk about a marketing budget. Well, maybe the one thing you definitely want to make sure you have is some money aside so that you can send out some books. So I have my speaker sheet, right? See, I need to add, because I got more ads seen on there. I got to add that. Got my little testimonials on the back. Some of my books, speaking topics. I have 3 speaking topics. I recommend that's 3. Don't be trying to tell people you to speak on 20 different things. People won't be confused. I don't know what to do. Okay, so that's how I find speaking opportunities. And literally by reaching out to people, they may not want me to come and speak at their next event because they already got their speakers, but you build relationships. And now you never know, guys. Those are opportunities. And believe it or not, some of these bigger conferences that are out there, you know, like huge conferences where, you know, people got to spend a lot of money to go. They typically do speakers calls. So look for it. Like when you see a conference, you're like, dog, I wish I could speak at this conference. Go online, go onto their conference website and see, do they have a place where speakers can actually submit their information to speak or email them. So that's how I recommend. But I'm going to tell you, Arnold, I built a 6-figure coaching business before I ever spoke on anybody else's stage. And honestly and truly, I don't have a big desire to speak on other people's stages anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Because I love the space that I'm in. So I really don't, you know, to each his own. And so I can only tell you exactly what I've done. All right. At what phase do you recommend advertising pre-orders? ASAP, quick, fast, in a hurry, right now. As soon as you think of the idea of the book. As soon as you think of the idea of the book. As soon as you think of the idea of the book. Hold on, y'all. As soon as you think of the idea of the book, like pre-sell now, because you pre-sell so that you can actually raise the capital for in editing. Also, truth be told, you know why you pre-sell now? Because for those of you, and the reason why, I'm going to tell you what's so funny. This is like, it works. It's like a double-edged sword type of reason why it works, because many of us won't put out there that we're pre-selling our book because we're so afraid about what people are going to think. But then when you pre-sell your book and you sell that one, you're so afraid about what people are going to think. So you're going to get the book done. One time, and I always teach stuff based on what I've done. One time was in a bind. So when I decided to write my first book and I was using it to grow my network marketing business, I got an opportunity to have a workshop at a space for free. They said you can come in and it holds like, I can't remember what the number was. It was like 150 people. It was a nice space. And I was like, what? They was like, you can do it for free. I said, well, I'm definitely not doing no network marketing meeting, right? No shade, no tea, but this for free. I'm about to do a workshop. So I did my own workshop. That was the first workshop I ever did. And from that workshop, we had 61 people show up and 5 people enrolled into my program at $497, right? Well, I decided that, you know what? I'm going to become a coach or whatever you want to call it. Because I didn't really want to be called a coach. I just had a negative connection to the word. And at this point, I really don't care what you call me. But what I do know is that I help to give people transformation. And that's all that matters to me, right? So, anywho, what was I talking about? Oh, at pre-orders. So when I decided to transfer over to coaching, I was making a high 6 figures in network marketing. Y'all can imagine that my income dropped. You know, one thing about the industry of network marketing, child, they tell you that you're building residual income. If I could be honest, like it's hard to really build in this day and age a network marketing business where you can actually just like not do anything in it ever again. Like you're always going to have to be building in it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Maybe not as much, but you will, because it's the days of building like an Arbonne business or one of the very first ones. I'm trying to, what's the other one? The other one where people did it and now they still getting a check. That's not the way, because people are not focused enough to stick with something. Child, I done see people get in one Forex business and then another Forex business open up and they go to another Forex, the same product, but they go to that company. And so people just not focused. So it's hard to build true residual income. So anyways, income drop and I need to make some money. So I pre-sold a book, and that was the book I pre-sold called Fear. I pre-sold it. I offered sponsorship opportunities, and I was able to generate thousands of dollars. That book did not come out until 6 to 7 months later. And do you know, not one person, I've never, with the exception of a few, I've had a couple people where they'd be like, hey, where's my book? And if they ask too many times, I just refund them and let them know whenever they're ready to get it, when it comes back out, get it. Like I'm not finna trip over $20. But I've never had people, especially in the pre-sale phase, ever ask me, where is my book? And so it's just, you got to start pre-selling now because it holds you accountable to get the book done. It holds you accountable to get the book done. So now, as soon as you think of it, and no, you don't need to have no title. In fact, if you have not already done so, y'all need to go check out my training, www.make1000today.com. This is free game right here. Literally, you can follow this and make you some stacks immediately. Make1000today.com. All right, let's see. Make sure you're also sending information to you. All right. Okay. Any other question? In case you don't write storybooks. Neither do I. Okay. No, I do not write storybooks. Not to say you can't get rich, because look at J.K. Rowling. Shoot, I done got hooked to the new. I don't know what you call it. I just keep calling it the Harry Potter movie, but it's not. Dumbledore. I don't know. A great mathematician. Thank you, Arnold. I guess. You know what's funny? My favorite subject in school was always math, though. I went to school for computer science. So it's funny. I always laugh about the fact how I don't do, I don't work in my degree, but in a way, if anybody here is a programmer of any way, programming requires to solve problems. And so for me, I don't look or solve challenges. I don't look at a situation as a problem. I look at the situation and I find a solution. And so, all right. Let me see. Well, thank you. I don't see. Okay. What? Okay. My next one will be about having children in special education. What parents can do. Okay. Awesome. So speaking engagements is speaking engagements a must? Not necessarily. Well, you do need to speak. I built a 6-figure coaching business before ever speaking on someone's stage, but it doesn't mean I was not speaking, because your voice is what sells your product. So the book is what opens the door. The right book opens the door. It gives you the qualification. It gets you on the news. It gets you on the podcast, things of that nature, right? But once they get there, it's kind of like, let me tell you what a book is, the right book. The right book is an appetizer. And by the way, people don't buy self-help books because they want to read them. People buy self-help books because they want the transformation or they want the promise that it'll make. If they don't know what the promise is, then they're not going to buy your book. But if they do and they buy your book, they're looking for transformation. But many people, when they buy the book, they're looking to see if you are qualified. So this is where a lot of authors mess up. They don't provide the next step. Now, let me give you an example. I have a young lady. She just got finished with our book camp that was this is April. It was in January. So she actually lives abroad and she wanted to write a book about how you can move abroad, like helping people to move abroad. And I told her, I was like, man, people going to want you to like coach them on this. She was like, I don't really want to coach. I was like, okay, well, find someone else who does. So find someone who does teach on moving abroad and create a JV partnership. JV stands for joint venture. So in that shape, right? So she's leveraging her book, getting it out there. But in the book, she's mentioning that she has certain partners. Now, you don't mention the partners in the book. You mention a link that people can go to subscribe so you can email them these details. And so if I want to, instead of me being the person to do the teaching, I can refer somebody else. At least I am still going to get a commission for making that referral. People be out here writing these books and they don't create a way so that people can learn more or connect more because people are always looking for what's next. 80% of most people that actually invest into your coaching program, invest into your book, invest into anything, they always want what's next. Do y'all hear me? And so when you don't provide it, all you do is basically give that to somebody else. So you got to position yourself. You got to get in front of them. So I don't necessarily think that you need to be on other people's stages to have success. But I do believe that in this space of coaching and speaking, you got to have a skill set as a speaker. You got to have a skill set. You got to know how to speak and all that stuff, right? All right. What would that look like if you don't have a cover or media to advertise? Make $1,000today.com. Y'all, I have literally, I'm telling you, follow that training step by step. It's thebomb.com. In fact, it is the prerequisite to what I'm about to share with you guys in a couple of seconds. But I literally pre-sell all my books before I ever even have a cover. Matter of fact, one of the books that I pre-sold, I was reselling. So sorry, y'all listen. I was trying to work out today, Chaz. Got me coughing. So one of the books that I resold, so I pre-sold it, then did some tweaks to it and resold it, right? It raised capital. I had sold it as A Vision to Freedom because that was the original name. Well, when I was getting ready to go to print, that's what I got. Y'all know what that means. Change the name. I said, Lord, I got to change the name. So I changed the name from A Vision to Freedom. What I told everybody the title of the book was, and I changed it to A Six-Figure Vision. And when people got the book, do you believe that people had the audacity to not complain? See, we create conditions in our mind. Oh, well, people going to need to know the title. No, they don't. You might not know the title, but you know what it's about. You know the transformation that it's going to provide. You might not come out with the title until after you getting ready to go to print. But the key is if you follow this training, make $1,000. It's a more detailed. I give you the steps. You're going to make an announcement. And you can make the announcement. By the way, we're so inundated with flyers and all this stuff and graphics that sometimes just text will stand out even better. So I literally have a fail-proof way that you can put a post out and people are going to be like, oh, me, and they want what you're providing. So that's how you do that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. This is what I want to offer you. So next month, we're going to be doing our 5-day book profits challenge. Y'all, you want to register. Number one, it's 5 days. But see, I don't do 5 days of 1 hour, every day. What we do is for the first 4 days, you guys are going to get a training that's going to give you homework because it's a challenge. We want you to I want you to challenge yourself to get this money. Hello? It's called the Book Profits Challenge. So for the first 4 days, our focus is on to generate your first 1,000. By the way, y'all, it's so much more easier to make money fast than it is to make it slow. Many of us will drag the pre-sale process months out, and that's not what you want to do. It is so much more easier to make money fast than it is to make money slow. Okay, so listen, this challenge is going to be the bomb. We're going to be holding each other accountable. You're going to have other people doing it with you. You're not doing it alone. And so it's super exciting. On the 5th day, we're going to be live for 3 to 4 hours. This is where we're going to then discuss how to turn that $1,000 into $5,000. And y'all, I'm not telling, sometimes I think we hear numbers so much that we get numb to it. Y'all, first of all, to pre-sell $1,000 worth of books that's a big deal. And we have people doing it left and right. But then for me to have the audacity to tell you, I then can show you how to turn the 1,000 into 5. Some of us are out here struggling. And when you understand having the right book, you should never be broke. You should never be in a position of not having the financial blessing or fortitude to be able to do what it is that you want to do when you plug in. So on the 5th day, we're going to go over that. Number 2, we're also going to create the 90-day game plan that I talked about. One thing that I want my brothers and my sisters to stop doing is waking up every day, throwing stuff at the wall, hoping that it sticks. Hello? This is why we be overworked and underpaid. This is why it seemed like we booked and busy, but we broke instead of being booked, busy, and banked. And my goal is that we're not only busy, but we are banked. Hello? Well, first of all, I don't even want y'all to be busy. Who got time for that? Who got time to be busy? So book, busy, and broke. That's not what we're going to do. Book, busy, and banked. Okay? Booked, busy, and banked. So then the third thing that we're going to go over, y'all. Sorry, y'all. The third thing that we're going to do in this Book Profits Challenge is we're going to have plenty of networking. My goal is also, as a community, is to help us be better at collaborating. We got to collaborate better, y'all. Because in the proper collaboration, we can do so much more. We out here trying to do everything by ourselves, or we're not trusting nobody because of whatever happened in the past. And I feel like if we are better at this, we can be strategic. We can build better businesses, okay? So we're going to build some collaboration. We're going to be networking. We're going to be doing giveaways, all types of stuff. Now, if you register for Book Profits Challenge and you become a VIP, which comes with a ton of more bonuses, you will also get 3 live Q&A sessions. So you know how we try to bring on the young lady earlier? Well, we'll be on Zoom, so you'll be able to ask any question for 3 days. And then on the 3rd day, you guys will also get access, a free look inside of Book Profits Club, one of our Monday night meetings, okay? So register by going to Book Profits Challenge. Our next challenge is coming up, so register now, either general admission or VIP. If you become a VIP and you like, Taria, this was whack, then you can get your money back, okay? If you think it was whack, get your money back, but you got to be a VIP. So go ahead and register for Book Profits Challenge, and we're going to do another one of these Q&A sessions, but have y'all questions ready. Y'all asked some really, really good questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed the answers, and I hope that I brought you guys value. All right, y'all. Well, I'm out of here. I'm getting ready. Actually, we have our 3-day boot camp. We're going live this weekend for our 3 days. And tonight we have our final session. We do like some pre-work. So I'm just going to be going on live, answer some questions for them before we get ready for the weekend. So I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces.